The study of provings, page number 442.
It is nearly useless to cram students with the language of provings. If they cannot be made to see the clinical image to be met, they fail to make good prescribers. The student needs to know something of what we do and what can be done with provings. Dry study of provings without application to clinical images will not do for the neophyte. We have read the provings of legacies. What we could do? For that only he has given the provings of one drug. But only by dry reading of provings we cannot do anything. Only by application only we can do anything. Rarely do we find a student with sufficient acumen to formulate these images for himself. So after puzzling over them for a time, he falls to grumbling over the imperfections of the materia medica, sometimes even making fruitless efforts to correct the imperfections. Imperfections do exist, and some of them are fully recognized by the good men, but how they are to be corrected is not so well known even by the best men of today. Provings to correct the conditions and how to give the exact thing, that cannot be sometimes possible even for the learned people. For example, when we go through the drug Tuja in Kent Materia Medica, he clearly says it needs reproving. Normally, Tuja is the king of antipsychotics. So what we will expect? We will expect there may be wonderful mental symptoms in the drug. But in Kent Materia Medica, the mental symptoms are very scanty. He says the provings are being jumbled, so it needs a reproving for all the complete proving, and to get all the symptoms, Tuja needs a reproving, he says. Imperfections do exist, and some of them are fully recognized by good men. But how they are to be corrected is not well known even by the best men of today. Dr. Hughes has demonstrated that he thought he knew how to correct those imperfections, but he has failed to demonstrate satisfactorily to the profession that he knew even one remedy. Like that, he could also, he tried his best, but he could not correct even one remedy. The provings of even one remedy he could not do. There is no short road to a fair knowledge of therapeutics. The physician who masters the use of repertory usually makes the most rapid prescriber. So for therapeutics, how we have to prescribe to the people, how we have to prescribe to the diseases. Is there any short thing? That short things and short practices are only, they will lead to failure. Taking a small therapeutic book without reading the philosophy and also organon, some people they try to prescribe basing upon a small therapeutic book. So there will be a lot of failures. One should get a mastery upon the drugs and also upon the repertory. When he says that you should master repertory means, some people they think that for each and every case we have to use repertory. Only Kent has explained and Master has given latest technology that we need not use repertory for each and every case. But there are some cases which need repertorization. Definitely we have to follow that only. But how can we prescribe? That he has given. A thorough knowledge of the remedies and mastery over the remedies and their complete picture, that will lead to a immediate prescribing and the understanding of case and understanding of the remedy. For that, previously I have explained that Master has given that we have to worship the remedies as some different personalities. How we can remember one personality, one person from another? How can we remember? We will be able to remember even though many people we know, We can separately remember that so and so is this name and his face is like this, his color is like this, we can memorize, repertory, we can remember. How is it possible? Because we know them as a separate personality, each and every person. Like that, you have to worship each and every remedy like a separate personality and understand, and then you will be able to prescribe spontaneously. That a master has explained. This technique again in this period, only Master E.K. has given, that you are able to see in all our dispensaries. In some cases, definitely in some stubborn cases, there is definite need for repertorization. That also we will be repertorizing some cases. In repertories also there are different repertories that previously we have discussed. Kant repertory is according to exact principles of homeopathy. When we are able to find out an exact rubric in Kant repertory, we can get the remedy exactly. After repertorizing, we can close our eyes and give the medicine to the patient. Kadu moosukuni ichcheyochu. Anta exact ga dorukutadi. When the case is having no sufficient mental symptoms and physical symptoms, there are only pathological symptoms and clinical symptoms. That is, when the case is in advanced state, then the repertorization in Kant is not possible. Again, we have to go through another repertory, perfect repertory for this. Nerve repertory is there. For clinical things, we can repertorize in that repertory. Then we can get the remedies and also their discussion, their differentiation that he will give. The symptoms that are in the way are the ones we do not understand. Suppose each egoist were to throw out all the symptoms he does not understand, what portion of the materia medica should we have left? Hahnemann made most wonderful use of the materia medica that he left us. We ought to do as well as he with the many added provings, but if we tear down, we should be quite positive that the building would not result in improvement. So what Hahnemann has given, that we should be able to first understand regarding this materia medica, remedies, and also the theory which he has given in Organon and also in his philosophy. The best symptoms of the materia medica have come and must come from the provings of potentized drugs. Throw away all such symptoms and we shall be compelled to practice medicine upon the thrown away materia medica, for the portion left as accepted will not sustain the law for universal application. This is demonstrated by the fact that those crying for crude provings constantly confess their inability to cure the sick. So when we try remedies that are brewed in a crude manner, not in potentized manner. That is, crude remedies definitely we have seen in other systems also they have seen. The crude remedies, they will not give any complete proving. For example, you take gold, or you take sulfur, or you take arsenic. In some cases, when they are being used in crude form, there will not be any cure. Temporary improvement may be there with them. But in the same, but on the other hand, when they are brewed in the higher potencies, when they are prepared as homeo medicines and when they are brewed on the higher potencies, definitely those provings definitely they will lead to complete cure of the case. For example, the item which is in our eating things, in our diet, suppose you take salt. When it is taken in raw manner, nothing will happen. But when we take natrum more, it will cause everything. The very cry for a revised materia medica is an ample confession. The use of quinine, whiskey, and compounds testify loudly in the same direction. The grumblers never recognize the possibility of the difficulty being a personal one, nor think of their confession as the guilty pleading of their own lack of knowledge of the materia medica and how to use it. So definitely, because of the lack of knowledge in the materia medica and the exact application when they do not know, they have to confuse like that. They have to cry. They may also think that it needs reproving. Already which was given by Hahnemann, it is perfect proving. But some modern people, they will be telling, no, they need reproving because they were proved only during the time of Hahnemann. 300 years ago, those remedies were proved. So definitely in this time it needs reproving. Without that we cannot cure. That means they did not have ample knowledge what was upon the drug and the drug picture and what Hahnemann has given. Because homeopathy, he explains, it is based upon the not temporary things but on the eternal law. It is based. So they will not definitely change. For example, some thousands and lakhs of years ago, it was established that when we put a finger in the fire, it will be burned.
Does it require reproving?
Does it require any reproving? Anybody who has to, they have to see, they will lose the finger definitely. Or suppose if they put their hand in the plug or on the running wire of electricity, definitely they will be affected, they will receive a shock. It was established long back. Does it need reproving? Because nothing. Because it was established on eternal laws. In the same way Hahnemann has explained this theory, this system, this materia medica, this science is based on eternal laws and principles. So now,
don't try to prove the truth. Truth has been already proved. Just to follow the truth.
Exactly following the truth is enough. A confession of the inability to use materia medica as it stands is not a qualification necessary to the erudition of a compiler of a new materia medica. They have confessed, we have not accused. The confessions extend so far, there is little left for them to learn pertaining to cures. The most startling confession recently made, the assertion of that the 30th and 200th potencies do not make symptoms but has a negative result. Either the doctor did not select sensitive persons or he refused to recognize symptoms. Not all provers bring out symptoms from potencies, but the sensitive ones furnish symptoms of inestimable value. If the physician makes a careful study of his willing provers, he will be able to select for them such remedies as they can get symptoms from, that is, by studying the natural traits of their life, he can see their weaknesses and make use of them. A lady expressed a wish to prove drug. She was carefully observed and thought to be sensitive to phosphorus. She proved the drug in a high potency, confirming many old symptoms of phosphorus about which she knew nothing. Neither did she know the name of the drug she was proving. So that sensitive lady, when she was administered phosphorus in a high potency, she could prove the symptoms of phosphorus once again, and it was confirmed, the materia medica of phosphorus. That lady did not know that she is now going to prove phosphorus, or she doesn't know the materia medica or phosphorus. Nothing she could know, but she could prove. Any dimensions? Idharless writings,